are back with some MLB The Show ranked seasons, and today we're gonna have a special team build. I opted in my top 10 players at every position, which you guys seem to enjoy, and a very kind person commented with this idea, which I thought was a great idea. Let's pick randomly of the top 10 at each position and make a team build and play a game with them. So that's what we did. Let's hop on into it, build this top 10 team, and see what type of players we end up getting. Editing Scan here. My audio didn't record at all, and I don't want to re-record another game, so I'm just gonna narrate through this for you, and we're gonna try to make this as good of an experience as possible because there is not a single bit of audio to be had. Let's hop on into it, shall we? So now it was time to shuffle the team. So as you see, I have a number generator in the top left, 1 through 10. Is going to choose a random number based on my rankings. And our first one with number 2, so we got Adley Rutschman at catcher. Now, good start. Switch hitter for the lineup is always good, and one of the better catchers in the game, so a very viable start. Now for first base, we shuffled, and then we got number 5. So this meant we got Freddie Freeman, which good lefty. Again, they're a better power hitting first baseman, but a solid option nonetheless. Then we got number 2 at second base, which was none other than Jorge Polanco. Here I'm saying that I was absolutely dookie with him lately, so while he's the second best second base in my opinion, he's someone that I have not been too great with. At shortstop, we got number 4, which meant Trey Turner. And Trey Turner is a stud. Really good choice there at short. I noticed I was lacking power. We had some good power hitters, but I want some max power boys. So I was hoping for a big boy third baseman here. Ended up being number 1, which was my 99 Miguel Cabrera, who's obviously my favorite choice. Big W, needed power at third, and we got it. Now for the first outfielder of our top 10. First, I got Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, Griffey's a stud. Anyone really in the top 10 is going to be more than fine. My second role ended up getting number 10, which was Hunter Renfroe, someone who I personally have really liked and honestly ranked a little high in my opinion. And then our last outfielder being number 3, which of course was Brian Reynolds. So you know what? We get some switch hitters in this lineup. Good mix of power, contact, and speed. Like, this is why I put these players in the top 10, because they're very good, well-rounded at this point in the game. So then I decided to go for the starting pitching. I think that's a problem with starting, is that if I got a certain starter with no energy, I don't know what I was going to do. If I rolled a number 4 and got Kershaw, who had low energy for me, I don't know how I would have gone through a game with him. So I had to get lucky with this, and luckily enough, we got number 5 for starting pitching and got 99 Roy Halladay, who I have not used in a ranked game yet, I don't think. Then I raffled off my 4 relievers, and I got Edwin Diaz, Josh Hader, Dennis Eckersley, and of course, Mariano Rivera. So I made out really well at the bullpen, and I'm getting a bunch of my favorite relievers, so big W there. And then finally for the bench, I decided to raffle one of the first basemen that I had and one of the outfielders. And of course, I rolled my favorite catchers at first baseman, Jimmy Fox. And then I rolled the outfielder and got 99 Bryce Harper. So now the team was set, and we were ready to hop on into a ranked game. And here we go. We are set mano a mano, Roy Halladay versus Roy Halladay. My opponent seemed like a pretty good player, but I'm also really confused on why Craig Biggio was starting. My opponent has a lot of games. I think they played basically 1,000 games, and they are a multi-time top 50 player. So, you know, me who hasn't played the show much lately, probably is going to be a tough one. You know how it goes. We set our legend difficulty PCI, and we are now vibing. It was my first time playing in about a week, so I had some adjusting to do with the swings, but my swings were not that bad. I was just a little bit off here in the first inning. Just missing a good sinker down and in with Brian Reynolds there. And yeah, so we're warming up, but it was not a bad inning. But if I was going to find a way to win this game, I was need to heat up those bats a bit because I was not feeling that confident with 99 Roy Halladay. One thing with Roy Halladay that doesn't have him as a top pitcher, in my opinion, is his lower Ks per nine and lack of slider. And the foul balls were beginning to get annoying, and it was only the first inning. Like, look at this foul ball. He already has 12 foul balls, and we're only like 2 at-bats into the game, which was just wild. Luckily, I ended up getting out of it, but I still wasn't really feeling confident in Roy Halladay. I just had a feeling with all these foul balls, they were going to bite me at some point. My swings were kind of getting there. I mean, I was just missing a few swings, but this inning, we decided to string together a couple hits, a Hunter Renfroe single. I just missed a very hittable pitch with Jorge Polanco, so I was sad. I even tried to change my PCI here, so I got a center in there, because I felt like I just wasn't hitting the center, and it instantly worked out. We hit a little double with Adley Rutschman, but of course, with the pitcher spot coming up next, Roy Halladay was going to get a hit, so rip that inning. But nonetheless, we were warming up. We were improving the swing, which is all you can ask for right now. I was starting to read my opponent with Halladay. I could tell he was sitting dead red fastball, chasing some outside cutters outside the zone, which was really good. And at this point, I was feeling a little bit more confident, at least as long as my bats were going to wake up and start scoring. Since this is MLB The Show 22, of course, luck has to start coming into play. Right as I started to warm up my swings and piece up the ball a little bit more, I was getting some unlucky outcomes, only hitting some singles on some good swings, also some hard hit outs, and then, of course, a perfect sounding foul ball with Miguel Cabrera. I know it says late in the corner, but it definitely was a perfect sounding game. And then, you know, out of frustration, just put up a bad swing, inning ends. And I was mentally convincing myself I was going to lose this game because I was getting unlucky in these few innings. I was squaring up the ball. I was starting to feel a little sad, not gonna lie. Even though I was starting to get better, my opponent was definitely also starting to warm up as well. Put up a really good swing with Vlad. I was honestly really lucky didn't leave. Only a single. He also got a bunt down to Roy Halladay, and Freddie Freeman, being 5-head, just keeps the ball foul, which results in a strikeout, and then a hard hit ground out right to first. So I guess my luck started to come back my way after that previous inning. The top of the fourth started off very unlucky. Good swing by Freddie Freeman that just... And then, of course, after getting a frustrating out, I kind of mentally spaced out. This happens a lot. And look at those swings, absolutely pathetic. When you're in a 0-0 game for long enough, you're just bound to face adversity. This inning definitely started with it, with an early single by Mike Trout. Then a crazy at-bat from his creative player, but at the very least, we got a fly out to center. Jimmy Fox came up, put up a little dinky hit. I messed up in the field. We're not going to talk about it. That was very bad. And this is where the chaos ensued. Because not only did the runner get the third, he got the second too, and I was starting to get upset. Like, are you kidding me? Throw quicker, Brian Reynolds. Then, you know, I got a big break by George Brett. First pitch next at bat, he chased outside the zone. And then Craig Biggio with 2 outs. Pivotal at bat here, you know? This at bat could change how this game goes. 1 run could be the difference. Billion foul balls, you could tell I am getting annoyed. This at bat was an absolute battle from both sides. Good takes, but also very frustrating to not get the out on some of these really bad swings. Like, look at me. Ah! He almost hit a home run. Like, look at this. Look how close this was. Thank goodness that went foul, because next pitch, he swung at a bad pitch, and this inning finally ended. That was the most stressful thing ever. I'm not going to lie to you. After having another look at the batter analysis and realized my opponent had 34 foul balls, when apparently the MLB average is about 30 to 40, we were already at that average 4 innings into the game. We don't need to talk about that. I was recognizing now was the time I needed to score because my opponent was starting to make it a very stressful game, and I needed runs because I did not want to lose in a game where I really think I was hitting the ball better. Yes, Adley! Adley! Please! Thank you! Clap, 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 clap. Finally had a lead, which was step number 1 in his game, but while we had that confidence going down, I think it was about time I started to score more runs. The table started to turn. Let me a little bloop single by Roy Halladay. Incredible swing. My opponent threw an inside sinker to Trey Turner, which I definitely picked up on because he threw it a second time and we absolutely destroyed it. Trey Turner is incredible, and now we have a 3-0 lead, but unfortunately after that, I went down very quickly, 1, 2, 3, but a 3-0 lead with this game might have been the difference. I was feeling good. This next inning led off with a 4-pitch walk, so, you know, this game was far from over. Roy Halladay had to go out there and work a little bit. He gave up a single right after the walk, so now I had the tying run up. Quickly got Babe Ruth out, very luckily. I can't believe he just missed that fastball, but we weren't done. We had to go through Jimmy Rollins. Started to attack him a lot with inside fastballs. He was not really catching up to it. And thankfully, I struck him out. I thought he was going to crush that pitch. Again, now we got to go through Mike Trout. So again, tying run up, far from over. A really close at bat, couple foul balls. I could not retire him easily. But luckily chased a high fastball. And even though we got into trouble, we worked out of it. But now we got to run away with this game right now. Three home runs in a row. This game was 6-0, but my opponent was not here for it. The third home run clearly got to him, and he was gone. So not only did we win with this team, we made a top 50 player rage quit, which I call a monumental W. Hey, you should subscribe and maybe hit that like button. Thank you. Have a great day.